Welcome to the 1 Minute Apologist. We interview the world's leading apologists to provide credible answers to curious questions. Mary Jo, is God necessary for meaning in life?
Wow, that's a great question. And actually, the meaning and purpose to life question is something that Hollywood has even been flirting with for several years. I actually love City Slickers when Curly's asked what the meaning of life is, and he says, this one thing. And then we have the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe, and the answer to the meaning of life is 42. But most people actually, they ask this question, how do I establish meaning and purpose for my life? Does my life matter? Do I matter as a person? And where do they ground that? And what I want to offer is that the Christian worldview provides a framework, a grounding for the meaning to life in general, which would then bleed out to the meaning for individual lives. But what God did was He created. He's a personal God who created. He intended to make us. He intended to make life. From that intention, we can see that it was a purposeful creation. And from that purposeful creation, which He called good, He made a value judgment on it, and He said that it is good. We can see that we have meaning from that. Now, what is the meaning from Him pronouncing His creation is good, His intended creation is good? It means that what we were purposed for, in general, our meaning of life is it was meant to be a good thing. What God created was good life. And though right now we question, do I have meaning? Do I have purpose? Well, yes, but where do you ground that? Where do you get that from? That's not just something you're creating. That's not just a delusion of your mind. That's not just subjective to the individual. So if you have a view of the world where there is no God, you end up like in Ecclesiastes, the author of Ecclesiastes saying, this is all meaningless. So how would you ground your meaning and purpose if you arose by accident, that there is no meaning or purpose to life in the universe? This is just your collocation of atoms, as Bertrand Russell says. And in fact, as he says, the only place to ground your hope is in the unyielding foundation of despair. So is there a place to ground meaning and purpose for life in general apart from God? I don't see that. But within the Christian framework, within the Christian worldview, where we have a God who intended creation and therefore has a purpose for it, and that is where we can ground our meaning and purpose, and remembering that it was for good.
I think of Jesus, I've come that you might have life and have life abundantly.
Exactly.